Welcome to another episode of our Phantom Dust Tag Tournament commentaries. We're going to have a matchup today between Murder Mastodon and Gaignun versus pddcm and myself, Bregan123. This is round one of the playoffs in the quarterfinals, and we're going to have myself here in the broadcast available for questions as well as Gaignun.
That's me.
And we're going to turn the time over to our host, SomePoorChoices, who will be directing the cast for us.
Hello. I mean, if you can't get your first choice or your best choice, why don't you settle for a poor choice? Hi, everyone. SomePoorChoices here, and I will be commentating on this grudge match. Both these teams did meet in the Swiss round with Gaignun taking the win. My predictions, I think, going into this were 3-2 breakdown for Mastodon and Gaignun, but we will have to see how this goes. And with that, let's get it started in here.
Okay. Just waiting on them.
All right. So it'll be interesting to see. It looks like Palace wasn't banned, which is something I recommended they do. So it'll be interesting to see if Bregan and PDDCM can keep up their win streak on Palace. While we're in the lobby, do you guys, Bregan, can you tell us what your strategy was real quick going into this?
You ready? Use a reincarnation and hit them in the face.
Yes.
Fair enough. All right, we will be following Bregan, so we can see he actually had a really good start with Aura. He's got Angel's Wing, a nice cheap defense. He does have that Dark Hole that he finally does pick up, so he's ready to deal with stuff. Murder over there has Environment Reborn. Can you tell me what that environment was?
We are playing a Soul Cage.
Ah, very, very interesting. A very unorthodox strategy here to start us off. Let's see if they can go for the hang, which we do have the bridges intact, so seeing the environment, I think that's what those willows are, is trying to break the bridge to stop those hanging platforms.
It costs 4,
Bregan
so as a note.
Yeah, gotcha. Bregan doesn't like anything
left?
well hung, so needs to knock those down real early. We do see that PDD also has a good aura start. Murder only has 3, but you know he does have all his skills in that environment. Reborn, I can't really see. What are you holding? What do you got going on in the corner?
I've got like flash holes and a Stormblade at the moment, I believe.
Okay, what is that yellow you just picked up? Was that an orb?
I'm gonna
I want to say it's an amulet.
drop armor as well.
Okay, so you are ready and prepared for array skills. We do see still that Dark Hole hasn't come into play. Not a lot of early attacks. Looks like everybody's still trying to feel each other out. Murder with the Tiger Strength looks like he's
going for it. Fuck.
you know, meeting up with Reborn and looking for a hanging spot.
There was
Looks
one
like
box left.
Trying to get there.
Oh,
Does he get it before the reincarnation? He does. Okay, so he hangs the Soul Cage.
Also, I've got Return to
Bregan
Nature.
does get that box down, unfortunately, which instant hangs that.
I thought Davio had gotten that spot, and apparently he hadn't cleared the last box.
Nope, and that one box is
Yeah, that's
definitely
fine.
going to make it
Just,
interesting, popping health. Luckily for
You're gonna play
Bregan,
it.
at this point in time, he does have a good
I
hand
tried. No, I got Stormblade.
as far as continuing the game going forward, having an erase defense, a sword defense, and 2 pretty spammable skills with enough aura to use them. Bregan, do you remember what Murder has at this point in time? We haven't seen...
They've
I'm
got,
sorry, do you remember
I
what
think
PD
both of
has?
them are running their flash holes. Davio right now has Tiger Strength Reincarnation as well as a couple of shields. I can't tell you exactly what shields. But I can tell you the enemy, both of them have flash hole right now.
Alright.
Gotcha.
I think Murder's got a
Yeah, it looks like he's launching the reincarnation over at Murder, trying to test that shield, possibly break it.
We just broke
Everybody's
one.
pretty reluctant. Yep, everybody's pretty reluctant to dig through their arsenals, and everybody does seem to have decent starting hands. Bregan and PD still kind of controlling the pace, as they have done on Palace multiple times. So even though Murder and Reborn did get their hanging in, doesn't look like they're quite getting their strategy off the ground. Reborn, at this point in time, what were you guys kind of going for as you kind of start to lose the lead and the gap starts to grow?
Well, earnestly, it was a little disheartening that his aura start was like really slow. But we have a sturdy hand, so we're planning for a really long game.
I can break.
Okay, and were you
I
popping his
apologize
stuff?
for this quality. Oh gosh.
Yeah,
I've got like
purposely
lightning
avoiding
sword
me.
or lightning and
I'll
Stormblade
try
plus
to flip
Flash
that.
Hole Fortress, I think, at this moment. So
okay,
like,
what was that erase, or what's your purple skill?
That's DBT.
Well,
Okay, so
for this, 'cause they can't
so you were possibly looking at trying to get pop out some capsules, but Bregan's got enough things to kind of protect his spawn there. Okay, interesting. Everybody is kind of running Tiger Strength. It's with Reincarnation.
Yeah, see,
as far as versatile stuff that can break a flash hole goes, pretty popular. We do see Bregan kind of suffering against that flash hole right now, since he's one of the ones who doesn't have Tiger Strength or anything to buff up to break it.
Shit. I gotta go back to my base.
Sorry, I can't quite follow along with some of the quality. As far as we do see PD
capture by accident instead of game
it's
capture.
all good. We still, luckily, you guys are here to clarify everything for me. We do see PD struggling a little bit going forward. Murder and Gaignun kind of closed the gap. He no longer has a shield. He did just pick one up. You know, again, don't want to burn through your arsenal too quick, especially if you're going to lose health. But it looks like he's trying to get enough aura to possibly launch twice to try to spam some of those shields. At this point, not seeing a lot of 2-on-1.
I'm coming around the back.
Murder has gotten rid of, or Reborn still has the DBT. Looks like he's trying to get off a few caps.
Oh, I missed.
Looks like he missed a pop
Don't be
there.
afraid to grind out
Not something
That
you
was
see
the
often out
return
of
to
him.
nature too.
Oh, that would have been a very good one to pop. They would have kept their strategy. But basically, he trades the environment for a flash hole. Or, I'm sorry, for a dark hole. A good combo by Bregan. You see him shoot the Willow and the Rian to try to get an unblockable timing going. Murder down in health. Reborn at this point, were you and Murder talking about, you know, killing him, taking him out to try to bring him back at 10?
I mean, I'm walking to that side of the map because I don't want to die separate, but I didn't really want to lose shields in hand, so we weren't gonna just go for the kill.
You're gonna see me, Mephisto's here looking for a shield, but both of my shields are about to spawn.
That's unfortunate, and you do take some damage in the meantime.
Yes.
Again, this match, they started, that gap has closed. You have 1 and 5 and 1 and 7. You do see PD go for the kill to bring Bregan back at 10. Something that Murder and Reborn were hesitating on. That might come back to punish them shortly. Since they were waiting on it, they both were on the other side. Murder's still launching the Tiger Strength Reincarnation. Bregan, though, does have that Fortress, which is going to be a very hard defense to break. I'm going to see if they can spam it to try to snap him in between Fortress.
That'll snap your Fortress, so just be
Okay, at this point, do you remember what PD's holding? Does he still have that Reincarnation?
Reincarnation, Tiger Strength.
I broke his
What do you know is his other attack?
He has Fire Gehenna. He just broke Gaignun's Fortress with it.
Okay, that Fire of Gehenna is going to be huge. We were basically looking at playing the waiting game, but without that shield, Reborn's going to be very open to spamming attacks, especially with the Willows and the Rians. Very good Flame Sword by Bregan there, as it's really hard to hit him. And a nice finish by Bregan, killing him right at his spawn there. So Palace went... As Palace has gone, Bregan and PD remain undefeated there. Highway was banned, and it looks like we will be going to Panorama. Can each of you tell me what your strategies were going into Panorama, Bregan?
Really nice.
So, just a quick point. Refinery's the other ban.
I'm happy I broke that Fortress.
Okay.
I took Nature Kai here. I used to run this one a lot. I had more ranged attacks, but for this match, I decided to go in and swap in an extra lightning sword and an extra aura backflow. So
did you anticipate the ricochet? Or are you trying to get something to counter it from nature, or
I felt like they were ready for our ricochet, and so I didn't want to bring ricochet, so I wanted to bring something else because last time they had the read on us, so I decided to just go with a big heavy damage melee.
Okay, and Reborn, for those of us who have unfortunately played you on Panorama, know that you have a very good ricochet deck that you only like to whip out occasionally. Just to see if it still works. But what did you bring over to Panorama?
So I had the read that he would read that I wouldn't play Ricochet, so I played Ricochet.
I thought you thought I would play Ricochet, so I didn't want to play it. Is what I meant.
So what's interesting is you both are thinking beyond the first level, and again, it's because you guys have played with each other so often that you have at least a good read on most of each other's decks. So you assumed since you knew you had it and you knew you could play it, you'd play something different. So now that you have it, we'll see how that works against the Nature deck, which does have some skills that can counter Ricochet, especially if you're very careful about how you block it. I'm assuming that environment is an opti in your hand?
Yeah.
Hang here, can't
Okay.
Can you tell me what your game time says? No, he can't.
9:06
It's Faith. Does he have...
is where I'm at. Sorry if I'm slightly ahead.
I think
do
I was
see.
ahead.
Okay, Bregan's got both lightning swords. He gets off a good lightning sword on Reborn. He doesn't have a shield to take away, but it's a nice pinning him in with damage so his partner can come and sort of pester him with that willow we saw. Murder coming over, it looks like, to help Reborn try to get out of that corner.
Did get a shield from Murder.
Now,
I might be able to get that.
oh, you did.
I
Okay.
got rid of his other shield.
Yeah, Murder no longer has the shield,
Nice.
and Reborn does lay that opti. As to where he is, though, it is not in a hangable position. It's mildly defensible because it's on that corner, but it looks like Bregan's going to pick it up pretty quickly as soon as it gets put down. I am assuming that's not his only one, but Bregan off to a quick start, hits him with another lightning sword. He's got Reborn in kind of a tight spot here. Reborn, can you tell me what you were thinking right there when he got the quick kill on you?
So we had the situation where Murder was really hard on Aura. And so the Opti, I wasn't actually too ready for it because he wasn't prepared, but it was the only thing that gave him usable skills. And so it, you know, the
bit of a
aggression
desperation play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was we do see that was very good aggression, very good rush. Of course, having the two lightning swords, he's able to spam one or both of those. And you are a player. I know some people know this that you like to keep count. Were you trying to keep count? Did having the two lightning swords mess with your count?
In this game, the Opti, it's hard with Opti because it gets double use. I didn't have the read on it, except too many.
Gotcha. Okay, we do see Murder look like he's finally trying to burn through skills now that you don't have the aggro on you. Bregan, do you remember what PD has at this point? We see him kind of staying back.
Yeah, you're right. I think Davio was having kind of a slow start. He was playing a slower, more careful Arsenal than I was. Where mine's Tiger Strength and 2 heats, he wanted to be more prepared for everything.
Let's just get to the front room.
Okay, and we see you with one of those right now. It's the heat. As if you needed more help with the aggro. Okay, you get rid of your high-cost lightning sword. Looks like you're ready to spam again with some low-cost. No shields coming up, but since your partner has plenty of health, no real issue with pushing the attack.
So let's just stay
Another green, we'll see if it's a Tiger Strength or a heat if you go
Agony's
for
a
it.
death.
Almost dodged it. That would have been sweet. But the trick... Alright, let's just
Okay, and Murder and Reborn are again very low. Look like they're up against the ropes. Reborn already does have that death. He doesn't have any attacks or shields.
Did lose his ricochet laser to a flash hole in there.
Yeah, my trance fell off.
And the instant double death. I was going to ask you what those skills were, but it doesn't even matter. Bregan cleaning up right now.
I had the call for him to stay near me because I was going to die, but he stayed a little too near me, as you see.
Yeah, and that was a wonderful final shot there. Bregan, at this point in the match, where are you at mentally? Because we talked about you guys getting off to a good start early, and now you're 2-0 to start.
Well, you can hear us laughing maniacally, and that wasn't because of the win. It's because we were in this exact same position against Doom and Ronin before. And after Panorama, Davio's like, what do you want to play? And I said, reduce entropy.
And we know how that worked out on the city.
If anybody watched that, and so
immediately got destroyed.
He just asked me after Panorama, he's like, all right, what do you want to play on city? And I was like, reduce entropy.
You mean my support one, right?
That's an interesting plan.
No, we're not playing it. That's why we were laughing like we're in hysterics.
The one with friendship, right?
Good, I don't want to see that Arsenal ever again. That worked out so horribly. Okay, so Gaignun, what are you doing going into this match? You guys are 0-2, but you've been here before, and you guys are always a team that finishes strong on the back half of the maps.
Yeah, so his Murder's
do you have anything
cheeky one was the Soul Cage, and you know that one came close.
Okay, perfect.
This was my build for the set.
No,
this is a backdraft Arsenal.
It's just too much space in the arsenal.
Very interesting. And backdraft Arsenal, are one or both of you running it, or is one person primary for knocking them down? The other one's got maybe a buffed up backdraft. Or
Murder's running it. Oh no, backdraft the environmental.
Yeah. Okay. You lose 1 health for every skill use. You there, Poor Choices? Game 3. Here we go.
Back on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. So backdraft the environmental, not the bullet.
So Poor Choice of the map right here. I didn't hang it. I should have put it up and hung it.
Yeah, I have to drop my armor swatch.
But I had low aura, so I was like, I don't want to hang it because I'm at low aura.
I actually have a judgment in hand at the moment.
Oh, well, I guess I don't feel bad not hanging it then.
They're gonna hang.
Can you guys hear me or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. Are you still watching the video?
Shit.
Interesting, I guess. You paused it?
I have a friendship. Come on, where I can get you.
Ray, why don't you pause the recording real quick?
Yeah. Well, we'll just keep recording for a second. I'll go ahead and introduce a little bit of what me and Davio were doing here. This was another combo that I'd cooked up. We were talking about using it later in the series, but we decided to use it on City since we were up 2-0. It's basically just a Tiger Strength Faith deck with reincarnations, and then Davio's going to run 3 friendships and a doppelgang. So that way we come in with the big reincarnations and that. So as far as running into this backdraft, it's not the worst, because one of the things they thought they had the read on is that usually we use some form of lasers, which is really common on City, but it still hits pretty hard because I'm running Tiger Strength and I can't afford to use it. So we do see that.
We haven't seen it yet. You're seeing some reins from me. I'm actually on a crystallization arsenal with some like backup moves, like the judgment I was talking about.
Let's see, where is Poor Choices? Is he even in the Phantom Dust room right now? He's not even in the room.
All right, want to pause it real quick?
If I pause it, I don't know how to combine the videos.
All right. Well, we'll talk without him for a bit then.
Yeah, we'll just keep talking without him for a minute. So, I guess a good question here is, when you were down 2-0, what was your mindset?
This was specifically what I built for you, and Murder was not sure about it. He wanted to play straight. I said, I planned this for everything you use, whether that's Willow, Rockshot, Rian, lasers. I think the specific defenses and environmental we used was all a combination. Oh, that hurt real bad.
Are you still watching?
Yeah.
Oh, I paused the video. We're at 14:25.
Sure, I'll go back there.
We'll tell him to go to 14:25 when he pops up too.
Spoiler, there's a jackpot. Did you re-invite him? Because it's private room. Oh, he's in.
Yeah.
He's.
Are you back?
Right.
Now,
Sorry about that.
Choices?
Yeah, my controller died. That's where you're at?
Yeah. Just.
Okay.
We're still recording, so just yeah.
Sorry, my controller died, guys. All right, I'm back in. Well, I kind of missed out on what happened with the environments, but it looks like the Lunar Force is what got hung. I was kind of wondering
the Lunar Force got picked up, and then they put down
Backdraft.
Ah, so Backdraft got hung. Sorry, not Lunar Force. Okay, so we're back into it. Bregan holding on to his crawlers, trying to get reborn.
What time are you at? Because we haven't hit play yet. 14:25, and then.
Oh, you're starting from 14:25. Oh,
yes.
That's much better than I instantly put us there. Okay. I'm at 14:25.
All right. 3,
I'm good to go
2,
on.
1, go.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Thanks, guys. Sorry. Okay, we see Bregan overlooking. He has crawlers over to launch. Reborn, what do you have in your hand? Just to give me a bit of a heads up.
I am running. Murder has the backdraft. I'm actually running crystallization with some just in case moves.
Slight problem right here.
Okay.
I have a judgment, a gust, a piece of fire, and a crystallization.
Friendship for you.
Okay, so you were ready for the environments if they were going to bring the reduced entropy or anything crazy.
Yeah, and on my Y right now, you see an Armros watch. Or the Mephistos to grab it. Maybe I haven't grabbed it yet.
One of the pieces that hurt us here is this was meant to be... there's 2 or 3 reincarnations in this deck, and it's basically meant to be Tiger Strength reincarnation with friendships. But all I'm drawing is the other cute stuff that I can't really use right now.
And you got your hyper kicks and your aura backflows. They do have the bottom spawn, so you would have had a very good angle shooting them, but not much you can do with chasing the hyper kick and aura backflow at this point in time. I think what's interesting though is he does have either the Mephisto or the Amoros, so we'll see if he can turn around your friendship and kind of use that against you, or use it as a constant delay tactic to hit you with a combo.
I have jackpot.
Reborn having no defenses right now, still stuck in that spawn, but since Bregan doesn't have anything, I'm guessing PD also doesn't have too many ranged attacks to punish you down in the middle. You see all the signs are still intact. Nobody really trying to launch debris yet either. So we do see the doppelganger, so they both have +2. But of course, Amuro Swatch is going to turn that into a liability real quick. PD still getting picked off bit by bit. Oh, and big damage on Gaignun. He is down. Gaignun, I did not see that. Can you tell me what you got hit with right there?
It was a jackpot for max damage with +2. I'll tell you I dodged it, but I actually think I hit Murder's circle, but it was off camera, so I'm not sure.
Okay. Obviously, a very fun skill to use against crawlers is that jackpot. Usually, Reborn seems good at dodging it, but yeah, if you cartwheel into somebody else's, you're going to have a bad time. Luckily, he got off the jackpot for him, so it's a nice little 8 damage to finish him off. First death. Murder is right there, but of course in these games, if you're going to pick up multiple deaths, it gets easier and easier to take them down. Now we've got all 4 characters up top. Bregan is holding onto a dash, got rid of those crawlers. Kind of an interesting choice, seeing as though he had a good angle on Reborn. He could have tried to launch some crawlers across the way to pop some signs. The Judgment is used, so we've got rid of the environmental there. And he does finally get his reincarnation, which is now Tiger Strength at +4 to cause some real damage and cut through some defenses. And you see Gaignun right there take 7 damage in the back. Again, has no shields, but he's still trying to get off those that Armoros watch. At this point, do you know what PD's holding, Bregan?
Jackpot.
He still has jackpot, and I don't think his other attack's really usable right now.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What's interesting is doesn't seem to be really. I mean, I see his aura go down. All right, there he is. He wasn't spamming it, but now that they're backed off of him, he's trying to hit them long range again. Murder has another environment. Is that another backdraft, Gaignun?
Yep. And it's down.
And it's down.
I've been before he places it, I was shooting my Armoros watch at the signs.
Judgment, or is it gone?
All right, finally we see some sign breakage, which is always fun on this level.
It was ironic because he was just about to shoot me and kill me.
Yep. But that 6 damage might come in handy. Bregan, of course, back up to 10, but that's 1 death out of the way. His spawn is also a little less protected in case they want to go up there. PD takes a big hit, down to 1, down to 0. Gaignun trading deaths. At this point, he's coming back with only 5 health, but of course, I don't think he really cares about that, so long as Murder's there with both his shields staying alive in the back.
He's got
we see Bregan trying to make the rush with reincarnation. A little out of range. Bregan, are you manualing those at this point, or are you still just trying to
no, that wasn't
catch him in the back?
But I did just get Armoros watch too.
Yep. Okay, and that -2 is probably gonna change things quite a bit because they're friendship. I'm guessing you. I do see you have an Armoros back in your base. Are you waiting for PD to die at this point, or are you going to wait to see if he eats an Armoros watch?
Yeah, he just ate one. I told him to.
Okay.
Yep.
Told him to jump into it, I assume, so it knocks him down. Now they're both back to +2. Very heated match right now. We just see 2 instant deaths. Oh, but Bregan eats what I think was an aura cannon.
Yeah, I could have dashed.
Takes him out.
Missed the dash.
No,
it's hard against backdraft to use dash in general.
That was a good. That was a good play.
It's gonna cause problems there. But that was a good match. So we see Reborn and Murder take their first win of the night in a very close. Very close match coming down to the wire with 3 basic instant deaths. And 1 person left standing. Can you guys tell me what kind of arsenals you are trying to use going into lane? Oh, I'm sorry, Refinery?
Refinery was banned.
Refinery's banned, it is lane.
No, I don't want to do that. I'm sorry, I'm overturning that.
So we were thinking about using the same thing we just used, because that is what we planned for lane. But Davio, I guess, felt it wasn't. He didn't want to do it again after it had just gone down. He didn't like that they had the Armoros watches, so he didn't want to risk it again. So he ends up going.
You know what?
I believe with his arsenal he calls Build Your Own Blazing Bullet.
Play that deck.
I knew it. I complained in my video about that. I'm sorry. Carry on.
And a longtime favorite is Build Your Own Blazing.
Basically, he uses an acquisition and a heat, and then he uses Bullet of Fire. But it has obviously other attacks. But the idea is he hates the health, thing on Blazing Bullet, so he just builds his own with a heat and an acquisition.
Okay, and I see the Mephistos is. What are you thinking with what's your strategy for the one
This is one where I'm trying to remember exactly which one I used. So when I settle, I'll tell you. I'm pretty sure it's this one here.
Okay, and while he's thinking about that,
Tiger
Reborn,
Strength
what
Rock
were you
Shot
looking
is
at?
what I finally settle on.
Rock Shot, a Bregan classic. One of your favorite skills there.
I'm having second thoughts.
Reborn, what were you thinking?
Different arsenal.
So
What do you want?
we had a read on
It's just gonna be like Tiger
in
Strength.
general, I see PD being a very heavy stat controller. He will have Armor's Watch, Neutralize, Restrain Nature, whatever, which I've noticed Bregan was heavy on stats. So I'm playing a Parabola Arsenal that keeps my Armor's Watch and uses Traveling Thought instead of Acquisitions.
Okay.
That's not a bad choice.
Very interesting to counter that. We've also seen that Bregan seems to be the primary aggressor, both on Palace and Panorama, dealing some of those final blows and having the spammable skills, while PD stays in the back. I'm wondering if that's just sort of their play styles, or if that's something you guys had talked about beforehand. But PD does seem like he's got the control and the range skills. Are you just more comfortable up close, Bregan, or is that literally something you guys worked on?
It's really always been my play style. I don't know if it translates like the same way with like Dota or another esport, but more of a carry type. I'm usually the one in the mix, the one that's dealing the damage. Although I do play somewhat of the opposite too sometimes. I'll run a lot of Decoy and Dazzle. I don't usually run in between. I'm usually either full-on support or all the way in your face. Got a Dazzle and a
Okay, and you guys am I correct that you and PD are the ones who banned Refinery?
Yeah, we banned Refinery.
Is that specifically because of the win record, or you guys have an issue with Refinery?
Oh, what kind of leading question is that, my friend?
The kind I can't ask in court.
It was mainly because of their record on Refinery.
Okay, just curious. Do you see you started instantly with Dazzle? You got a very good Aura start, so you've got enough to spam Dazzle. Good for checking their defenses, as well as kind of messing with them if you can get the Dazzle off. Murder and Reborn both seem that they're also fine with Aura. PD has 6 already, 2 attack skills and a defense.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to have gotten a pretty okay start. Reborn, do you know what you're holding at this point?
Yeah, the most important skill of the match, perhaps, is the Dark Hole I just took a Psycho Sniper with.
You want to keep
Gotcha.
Traveling Thought, and not sure the attack at the moment. Not aggressing yet.
And we would just talked about Bregan being the one who's the aggressor, but we see him with neutralization and Dazzle, both kind of control skills. So looks like he's going to try to do the opposite.
One thing I was going to point out, one of the other most important skills of the match here, one that you see them use frequently, is Murder Mastodon has a Purify.
Gotcha.
So most people, when they have a Purify, they just get rid of hard stats and then they'll drop it. Murder Mastodon will hold on to that for the entire match and Purify every single time you use a Tiger Strength. I've never seen anybody quite so tenacious with a Purify as Murder
Also
Mastodon.
good for knocking you out of the air with those jump pads.
And removing my
Dazzles
neutralization.
You did get a few good Dazzles on Reborn. Got that rock shot in between from PD. But PD and is also off to not the best start there. Took some damage, getting closer to the middle. Now the game's pretty even. At this point, are you just trying to Dazzle and get the rock shots off as long as build your own blazing shot?
Well, we're never going to be able to really get the stats going. What I want to do is try and hit Murder Mastodon and get some damage on him, because neither of us can break Gaignun's Dark Hole right now.
So be careful about
I throw a Dazzle at Gaignun every once in a while, hoping that I can just make him Dark Hole it.
Well, we saw that earlier. He did use it, I believe, once or twice.
I need to go back and grab some stuff.
Before he got behind the railing, so he could duck behind the railing. But it looks like he's trying to use the map to keep away from you on that.
I have a new toy.
Again, now you're trying to rock shot from weird angles, trying to get back above them. PD, we see you kind of abandon him. He's still taking damage back there.
We retreated away from him because he needed to go back to his base.
He's trying to pick up some more skills.
That was why we backed out of my base out of there, so he could go and pick some stuff up.
Okay, game's still very close. We see a Glacial that just gets broken by the rock shot. Murder out of shields. But Bregan frozen will be interesting to see if he tries to get a better angle to dazzle him, but Murder's already back at his base. He's got another shield. Okay, kind of at a middle point in the match here. Just trading blows with the rock shots. Nothing really landing. Of course, at this level, everyone is really good at the dodging. PD did just lose one. Murder also has his own. Psycho Shell, of course, is good enough defense. And PD eats some damage in the background. Gaignun, what did you hit him with?
We're just doubling up on Rock Shot over there. I've got Rock Shot Willow.
Okay. Murder going back. PD eats another one going low on health. We see that Bregan's right here trying to kill his teammate so he can get a quick pickup. He does give up the dazzle,
Oh, you killed me.
instead of giving up the dash. Was that something you did purposefully?
Yeah.
Were you not liking... Okay, you weren't liking what was happening with the dazzle?
It wasn't being effective, so I didn't bother with it.
I'm gonna catch him.
Okay.
I dropped my
At this point, Reborn, you are still holding the Dark Hole, or have they broken that
Yeah,
shield
I'm
yet?
going.
Dark Hole is still on X.
Gotcha. Okay, so we do see that Murder is still at the very top. Reborn hasn't really taken damage. PD is dead, about to die again. He keeps eating those rock shots from those odd angles. Bregan looks like he's going back, trying to find more skills. He does find the Tiger Strength, but again, we talked about it previously. PD still holding on to that Purify, which now we could see, yep, is constantly coming out. So he's going to stop him from really using any of those stats. And of course, as he powers up, looks like he's taking some rock shots in the meantime. Bregan and PD are in a pretty tight spot here. Bregan, is there anything specifically you are thinking about doing to try to deal with that strategy, or at this time you just
I just want to break the Dark Hole,
turn it around?
honestly. And then Davio dies off to the side.
We see PD go off and die again. It looks like it'll be a hard pickup. I'm guessing that's closer to Reborn spawn.
It's up here on top, right where Gainun's standing.
On the very
Gotcha.
corner.
Okay, we do see Bregan trying to take a roundabout way there. He does still have that dash,
You see my red corpse?
which is looking like something good. We see a mine placed on the body. Looks like he's aware of it, but he eats some damage, eats some rock shots in the back, and goes tumbling off. Very well synchronized there at the end to take him out. So we are at 2-2. We're tied up. So what's going through everybody's minds right now that everything's all tied up, going into sign?
That's what worked
It's
for us the first
happening
time.
again.
Let's just play something solid for the last one.
No, it's an interesting point. This is pretty much exactly how it went for you last time. Does that factor in? Are you worried about it? You've been here before?
If I'm being honest, like I was thinking about it, but I wasn't like tilting myself about it. I was just like, man, it'd be really lame if it happened twice. But let's talk about what we can play here. You know, what kind of strategy do we want to run?
Right. Are you looking for a different strategy, or are you looking for something that's worked for you in the past? What are you looking for when you're trying to pick?
So whenever I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, last time I played like Tiger Strength, Vibration Blaster, and Triple Lasers versus Doom and Ronin, and then they just ran me over with Flame Swords. And we'd been talking about Sign, how it's kind of deceptively a medium short range map where you can just get away with lasers.
Just something nice and comfortable.
And so I was thinking, since I tried long range and had such poor luck last time because of short range, I was like, okay, well, I'll just play what I played on Panorama, so that you'll see me, I'm still agonizing over it, but I eventually settle on that deck right there.
Which that deck definitely worked for you with the double lightning sword and the close range aggression on the.
We were going to have Davio play long range while I got up in their face.
All right. So Gaignun, what about you? As we're about to start real quick, what'd you bring to the party?
We're also saying it's happening again, except this time it's emulating our match against Doom. And so we bring the comfort zone, which is like blazing and swords for me.
He's got blazing. Just stay behind that spine.
So Bregan's. Here we see him start with Ice Sword. He also has Glacial Wall. Really cool. Looks like he can get some quick freezing in, but unfortunately he's getting that at the beginning of the match. Usually something you kind of want to close the match with. He does have Tiger Strength. We'll see if he starts the aggression. Murder has another green. Is that also a Tiger Strength to go with his lasers?
Yeah.
We're trying to set up a boost mine right now and not having much luck.
Yeah, I'm not.
No, we see Reborn right here looking like he's ready to take it.
And then I accidentally used my Tiger Strength instead of Ice Sword.
We see the Lightning Sword. You did have an Iron Skin. You could have taken it, but it looks like he gets it off. Reborn with a masterful cartwheel stays on, and he also hits PD with the same Lightning Sword, taking both your shields away.
Yeah, I'm getting.
You do still have the Glacial Wall, but you ate a throttle blaster.
That first one, I meant to Ice Sword him, and I just Tiger Strength while standing in front of him. Holy fuck!
Gotcha. Reborn does eventually take the Ice Sword, but you're now in a very dangerous position, and PD is also taking some damage. Looks like he hasn't gotten a shield yet. Off to the instant aggression. Murder and Reborn just sort of chipping away at you guys. So Reborn, what are you thinking right here? Are you just trying to keep the aggression on, knowing he's running out of Ice Sword and Lightning Sword?
Yeah, I've got a perfect count of the swords, and until blazing stops being useful, I'm just staying up in their faces.
Okay. Do you have any way to break his Glacial, or are you just hoping to catch him off?
I've got the Lightning, which is my goal.
Okay.
I missed a sword cancel there. I was trying to cancel it, and it just didn't fire.
Normally, we expect to see 1,000 sword cancels from Bregan. He can never decide to actually use a sword, but he thinks it's actually a good thing. So we'll let him hold on to that. We do see Bregan go down. PD in a very precarious position. He's really close. He gets the pickup, but he's at 6 health, and Bregan's really not in the best situation either, with his spawn not being able to run through his deck. He does have some skills he can use, but he's still not in the best situation. Interesting that you keep using your Tiger Strength, though.
So let's not freak out about this.
Are you trying to beat them back? Are you trying to take away some shields? Or
really nasty.
what's
just
your
wanted to have
reasoning
it ready
behind
in
that?
case I had to fight, you know.
Okay. Myself, I kind of, maybe I'm a coward. I stop using the Tiger Strength when I'm getting attacked at my base, afraid that I'm going to eat some damage while I'm powering up. But Bregan, in all his wisdom, likes to stay strong. PD now, we see him without a shield again, in another dangerous position now at 3 health. Bregan takes a hit. Again, maybe not because of the Tiger Strength, but I'm going to blame it on it anyway. Murder and Gaignun really haven't taken much damage this match. Murder doesn't have a shield. Do you know what his yellow skill is, Reborn?
Dash.
He is dash. Dash, Tiger
is
Strength,
dash.
Throttle Blaster.
Okay, so he can push the attack. We do see
I
more
just
battle out
judgmented
of Bregan.
By the
PD goes off and dies on the other side of the map, and we see Bregan eat the blazing bullet. Reborn's frozen. We'll see if that opens up a gap for him to pick up PD. Do you know specifically where he's at, or are you looking for him? Oh, when he eats a hyper kick just behind
He
the
manually aimed the
Fortress
first
of Iron.
one.
Oh, and you know, hyper kicks back to back are notoriously hard to dodge.
Yep.
So that's it. I do want to hear, you know, was there fun banter at the end, or since you guys go back a long way, how'd that go at the very end?
He was actually talking to his wife, I think.
I was talking to my wife for a second, and then they were talking, and I finally turned
I
the
had
chat
Crush
on.
thinking the exact same thing,
Okay.
but I don't know. We just didn't
Probably a
get
good
any
idea
traction
to
at all.
have
That last
the
one.
chat off. So what are your guys' reflections? You know, now that, I mean, it's not over, going into a different bracket. You know, what do you want to do going forward, Bregan?
You know, we've had 3 losses in the tournament, but we've gone real close 3-2 against what, in my opinion, are the 2 best teams right now. And we've shown that we can win those series if we can just clean up the back half of our play, which was something we actually tried to do coming into the series. But again, it just, like, we were having so much luck and good success on some of those back half maps, and then we get into the real match, and it's like everything just crumbled. 3 maps.
I mean, to be fair, you were playing against me, so it, you know, it probably makes the back half look easy.
I mean, self-deprecation aside, we put practice into it, and it's something we can continue to work on. And if we only lose to the top 2 teams, in my opinion, I think we still have a good shot to be able to make a comeback.
No, it's certainly a very good match. The top half, though, yes, clearly very dominant. Is there something you're going to specifically look for on City, since that seems to be the momentum shift? Or are you satisfied with your Arsenal choices and just wanting to clean up the play?
I mean, I'm not going to give too much insight on it, just, you know, because I don't want to reveal all the strats, whatnot. But we do plan on changing things up for City and for other maps. I feel like the Arsenal choice we had there was still pretty solid, even with the little janky hang. And it came down really close on City. City's not the one I was as worried about. It's mostly the other back half maps that we still want to work on.
Okay. And Bregan, now that you've got that win going forward, what are your, Bregan, sorry, Reborn, what's your plan going forward?
Well, our plan consistently is to, like, build the situation. Earnestly, we didn't have as good of a read and as much time on Xanxus and Zexus, but I think it showed here, like, with the weird environmental choices, you'll probably see a lot of not playing the same stuff again. You're going to see a lot of, like, repeat, or not repeats, because I'm going to see something new. You know, I've definitely never played Backdraft before.
Well, and I think that's going to be the mark of all the best teams in this tournament, is you're not going to see the same Arsenals.
All right,
so
but I'm making a prediction.
Way.
My prediction is, now that we know he's going to play Ricochet, but we know he's going to play Ricochet, but he's not going to play Ricochet, but because we think that, he will play Ricochet. Mark my words.
You'll never know.
So I think we can end it right there. It's a wonderful match between both of you. Looking forward to see how both of you do in the tournament, going on those different brackets. I think, Bregan, you did joke about losing and then coming back from the losers bracket to win it all. If anyone can do it, I think you put on a strong showing. I'd like to see you go for it. All right. Well, thank you guys all for watching.
Club Baroness, yeah. I'm the anime protagonist, and I'm inching ever closer to taking down my rival.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you next time for another review.